This movie tells a story about a reclusive romance novelist on a book tour with her cover model. She gets swept up in a kidnapping attempt that lands them both in a cutthroat jungle adventure. First of all, this movie feels like a remake of 1984's movie Romancing the Stone. Character dynamics and story details are different, but the major plot lines are all but identical. These similarities instantly creates a particular expectations. Unfortunately, this movie is worse in the most important aspects. Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum are decent and they have enough chemistry together, but they're not quite on par with Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas. Tatum and Bullock try their best to keep the film afloat, even when its 112-minute runtime starts to feel endless and fewer of its jokes begin to land. This movie is proof that star power can only take a film with a subpar script so far. The story is predictable and at times formulaic. The script is too inconsistent to deliver a steady stream of laughs. It's also failing to come up with inspired set pieces or really develop the bond between these two characters. As they start to spend time together under duress, the characters warm to one another, but rarely is there the sort of spark that tempts audiences to forgive the film's weaknesses simply because the central couple consists of two major stars. The problem is getting from point A to point B, as the movie whiffs as far as doing anything creative or interesting with the development of its story. The film's dramatic moments tend to grind things to a halt, acting as more of a pause button on the comedy than a complementary force. Sandra Bullock's performance is good, but she makes a wrong choice here. Loretta's character represents a huge missed opportunity for Bullock to fam it up and stretch her range. Unfortunately, Bullock clings to her beloved girl-next-door screen persona. Channing Tatum does well enough. Unfortunately, it's not long before the movie turns his character into generic love interest. Brad Pitt's performance is probably the best of the cast, but his character isn't on screen for very long. The movie offers good representation of characters of color, with Randolph and Nuñez receiving some memorable screen time. Unfortunately, it feels like afterthoughts, as both have no bearing on the film's plot, along with the stereotypical and cringe-inducing depiction of Nuñez's character. In the end, the movie lacks much sense of wonder or excitement. There's an attempt to inject a little poignancy near the conclusion that ends up feeling forced. Overall, this movie feels dull and leaves a lot to be desired. Just like Romancing the Stone, it has promising and funny premise. Unfortunately, the execution is mediocre. We do not recommend to watch this in theaters. Just wait on your streaming service.